Thank you very much. And my greetings to all of you, to the Minister and to the leaders of the Algerian government present here, and to our colleagues from the Reef country, and they are struggling. I must begin by sharing some few things about my invitation and our invitation to come and render solidarity to this important struggle. And the comrades reached on us to participate in this important forum. And we thought they have done detailed research about who are we, representing Swaziland, a country that suffers in the same way as the Reef people. And I had an opportunity, I must state it, Minister, that when I reached the embassy in Mozambique, Ambassador Malek, who committed to a point that he said, I will give you the visa, but I must shake your hand and allow you to go to my country to support our friends and the struggles of the people that also are like you, demanding the same solidarity. And I must appreciate that and thank for having this opportunity to come here and share our solidarity and our sense of feeling that already sentiments have been shared by those who have experienced the torture, the hardship, the detention, but importantly was what I got from my comrades when they said, this struggle has got a strong foundation. And I think the last speaker has confirmed immediately that the Reef people have supported the struggle of the Algerian people. And therefore, in that cause, it explains really a phenomenon that what this new world has to be built upon, about all of us sharing same sentiments, same feeling about each other and supporting this struggle. And I believe critical points have been already raised about how this struggle has to be supported. I think the main terrain will be the international front as it has been defined, that we need to ensure that countries that are progressive must recognize the Reef country as a republic. And a question was raised, very phenomenal, to say, is it a movement of separationists or a movement of the people for their national identity? I think the answer was given immediately from the same point that it is a struggle of the people for their sovereignty. And I think that is an emphasized point from history to written arguments that are existing and also to affirmed positions that exist in shelves and elsewhere. But what is more important is that it must reinforce the formidability of the people to say the last fight must be fought for their victory to be realized. So for us to come here and share this important sentiment, I think it is important to make these few reflections, that through this historical foundation, it is so necessary to recognize that this struggle can be formidable to the end. And the role of international solidarity is so important to this regard. And if we can look at the path that we need to move forward, is that as a Communist Party, we felt that we reaffirm the commitment of this principle of equality and justice. And therefore, the standpoint on justice is our foundation, that we are in a cause of history, in a cause of justice, and must all have pride and must all be formidable to take through to this kind of activism. It is all our pride, it is our dignity, it is our identity to participate in this kind of struggles. And as we move on and think about how then do we have to make up a pledge, we are suffering in the same way that we are suffering. We are in exile, we are tortured, we are in prison. And in the same way that a monarchical system that has got absolute power, I think it is the only absolute monarchy that exists in the world that is governing our country. And you've seen it is parading in the same way. Our country is more like colonized. Taiwan has entrenched all over our territory. And you know very well that the African Union have endorsed Swaziland to be part of the leading body in the Peace and Security Council. And we believe that countries like Algeria and others should reject, because otherwise it means Taiwan should be trotting over these countries in the name of security and undermine some important, valuable principles that exist about the One China policy. And I believe, therefore, that it is so important to enter into these common struggles. And we are quite aware that under all conditions, wherever we have seen Israel involved, I think the Palestinian revolution is our own cause. The people of Western Sahara share the same sentiments, that the Moroccan regime always thrive on the basis of how to exist as a pawn structure to support imperialism. Therefore, we'll be united in the struggle against neocolonialism, united in the struggle against colonialism, are united in the struggle against any form of imperialism, and ensure that we build dignity to all our humanity. In conclusion, I think we as the Communist Party of Swaziland believe that this struggle has to enjoy genuine support, and it also has to be on real terms, that beyond rhetoric, there must be practical activism that supports our work. We pledge our support that from the South, we'll always raise this opinion. We have never known about this struggle. And then when we learn about this struggle, we have believed that the entire region must have ignored the struggles. But we have also seen in some principles that it is a noble position that others take, to think that they will close one eye when other things are happening in their realities. Therefore, we want to make sure that we make this struggle known in our region, and we will always participate and ensure that whenever we play our role in our pledge, it will also magnify our own cause, because the true identical situation of people that are oppressed, when they are together, they reflect a very strong sense of identification of the real problem, and ensure that we invite the necessary support required by all of us. And we believe that all cause of any struggle for sovereignty, for national safety to nation, is a real cause for justice and must be supported and must enjoy from all just people, and ensure that it becomes a popular force and front of fighting for justice. And I thank you.